Cheers. Hi everyone. Here we go. I'd like to thank the Centre for Cultural Diversity and Ageing for putting on this conference. It's been fantastic. I don't want to hold you up from afternoon tea, so I'll try and be fast. I think it's been great this morning. I really enjoyed when Nolene talked about working with communities and not consumers. I thought that was really great. And when Christina from FECA talked about how we work a lot with new migrant and refugee communities, and we have a very similar experience in that we work with the South Sudanese community in Victoria and the Syrian community in northwest Melbourne and the Hazara community a lot in Dandenong. And that idea of those communities having people who are working kind of pro bono is something that we have a very similar experience. Of course, I also liked hearing about how great the CEO of Umbrella was. So I'll link in with that person later. Anyway, I'm going to tell you about 5 good reasons you should use the Health Translations portal. So let's go into it. Here we go. Number 1. So the Health Translations is a website. It's an online library. It's linked to and kind of similar to the Better Health channel. It provides quality translated health information. And my organisation, the Centre for Culture, Ethnicity and Health, manages it on behalf of the Department of Health and Human Services. So we're funded by the Victorian State Government, so thanks for that. We have over 16,000 resources in 100 different languages. And you can search it by topic, language, keyword and organisation. We cover a lot of different topics. Mainly health-based, but we have moved into human services. As far as we know, the directory is the biggest collector of this type in Australia, and we suspect in the world as well. Nearly half of our users are from overseas, predominantly from large countries like India, Canada, and the United States. So I think that shows that Australia's really ahead, and we should congratulate ourselves in the fact that we are very engaged with translated health information. Just a bit more about it. The directory has existed since 2004 and has been greatly remodelled and expanded since 2014. We have an average of about 10,000 visitors a month, and our visitors have increased by more than 40% from last year. Arabic is our most popular language, followed by Vietnamese and Farsi, but Vietnamese is slowly catching up. I've talked a lot of facts and figures. Our most popular resources are kind of Coca-Cola or Big Mac of the site, is cue cards from Eastern Health, which is, they're basically symbols, pictures on cards, and people, doctors and their clients, or not the consumers, their community, use them to assist in the process of diagnosing them with issues. I'd just like to also talk about the idea about who's using it. The site was developed originally for health practitioners, but I look at a lot of the analytical information, and more we've found, particularly over the last couple of years, that people within refugee and migrant communities themselves are using it. And a lot of the time that is facilitated, as in there's someone in the family who's more proficient with English, and they are finding the resources to share with other members of their family. So anyway, the second big reason to access this site is our partners. Now we have our content partners, who I'm listing up here. We work very closely with them, and they provide expertise in particular areas. But the information is not limited to resources developed by these people. These are just organisations we have, I suppose, a closer relationship. I can probably tell you, we've just we're going to do cultural competency training for the entire staff of the Royal Children's Hospital, which we're really happy about. So it's 6,000 people. Very busy, not me, I won't be doing it. And I'll encourage people here who produce a lot of resources we're always looking for more partners. So our partners really provide us with expertise, and also they reach a bigger audience through translating their information for the Health Translations Directory. The third big reason I think to access it is the quality of the information. The resources are of good quality and they're maintained. We link only to resources produced in Australia, translated by NAATI qualified translators. We produce resources ourselves. One of our friends, Polaron Language Services, is here, which we work with quite a lot, and I highly recommend them as an organisation to work with. But we also have a team of people who are constantly looking at the resources and ensuring that the material is up to date and relevant, so they're checked off kind of all the time. We have an advisory committee as well, which gives us editorial guidelines, and of course the Department of Health and Human Services make sure that we're on the right track. So how am I going for time? Going very well. 7 minutes. All right, so number 4. Why is another good reason to use the thing? Is because you can help the community by accessing it. So we actually need people like the people in this room to help us. I can tell you the Centre for Culture, Ethnicity and Health, and just by the way, I'm talking very fast, I'm not representative of the organisation at all. I'm the only person, everyone else at CH speaks for at least 2 or 3 languages, and our staff are predominantly drawn from new refugee and migrant communities. So I'm the token white guy. But they're all on holidays, so you've got me to talk to you, and I'm quite happy to talk to you. So, pardon? That's exactly. And if I had time, I'd tell you a funny anecdote. There was one other white guy in the building, and someone came up to me randomly and talked to me and said, "Oh, we need to do this meeting," and I didn't know what they're talking about. And they said, "Oh no, it's the other one." You know, like that. It's true. It's a true story, and it was very funny. And then I got my white man's anger, and I wrote on Facebook, and no, I didn't do that. It's fine. So we really need you to help us publicise this, because I think the health translations, my experience, having been at Search for a year, is that people really like it. I think it's really good quality, but also we need to kind of burst out of the bubble and reach a bigger audience. You can become a content partner, even if you just talk about us on your social media presence, talk about it with your clients, your community. And basically, there's a large range of information there, so it's just a good place to start if you're looking for, say, information about smoke inhalation, and in any given language. So you can help us out. Last but not least, the fifth reason is it's managed by us. Now I was going to go through this, but I don't think I will. We do lots of different things, the Centre for Culture and City Health, and I'm very proud to work for them. But one thing I thought I'd mention while you read that is we're based in North Richmond, and that's where the supervised injecting room is going to be. It's probably opening in a week. But one of the things that we've noticed as an organisation is a real need for a multicultural drug support service, which is in the home, because we thought for a lot of people from refugee and migrant backgrounds to actually come to a place like North Richmond to get assistance with AOD is probably a bit of a barrier. So at the moment we're doing a lot of advocacy in that area, and we're trying to get a lot of support. So if you go to our website, we've got a petition there, and help us out. That would just be something that we're trying to create, I suppose, get going. And I really appreciate your support in this way. But apart from that, please access the Health Translation website. Of course, it's completely free. And if you think there's a resource that should be on there, you should tell us, because we get money to make resources, and we can make it. So thank you very much.